Now, most people will see you from television and movies and think, ah, she's in fashion, this has to be new, but really, you've been into fashion forever. What is it about fashion that you love?
I think it's probably, in part, the same reason I love acting. It's like, I think it's like every day you get to be a different character. I've been a little obsessed with it, really going back to grade school. I mean, my grandmother was a seamstress, and I think it made my mom skip a generation of sewing, so all the sewing came to me, so I've always sewn. And I thought all through grade school, all through high school, and it's what I did in college. I went into clothing and textiles, never thinking I would act, always thinking I would do women's clothing, and then taking a crazy left turn when I moved to New York to actually finish in fashion school, and then I did stand-up. And I kind of took a weird, delightful turn. So to come back to it and end up doing what I always kind of thought I would do for a living is like, the fact that I get to do both seems a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it's too bad the comedy thing didn't really work out for you. But fashion, it's amazing that it dates back to when you were younger, because I mean, the trends were so much different. Is there anything you remember when you were a little girl that you absolutely loved? Like, I loved corduroy, mustard, culottes.
Well, why wouldn't you? A culotte in general is a good choice, and I still stand by a culotte.
Thank you.
I really do. I'm doing some culottes for spring, and I'm not afraid of them. I haven't done a mustard corduroy, but if I do, I'm sending you some. I feel like you can wear whatever you want, and it would look great. No, I remember, you know what's funny is like some of the things like a culotte, I remember like the first time, I feel like it was like 6th or 7th grade when I got a shirt that had kind of like a Lorax, like metallic thread, and I was like, that's it, I'm a woman. Like I just remember those or like my first cowl neck. Like you remember those first kind of pieces when it made you feel really good.
Yes.
And you felt kind of special, and I just love that clothing, like it should be fun every day. It should put a little kick in your step, and I just think it's the fun of it. You have to put this stuff on every day. It can make you, you can feel neutral, you can feel bad about yourself, but if you put on something that kind of makes you feel good, I feel like that kind of snowballs all day. If you feel good about yourself, you kind of pass that on and pass that on, and you kind of pick people up with you all day, and I think that's a pretty neat thing.
So you kind of hit it. I mean, that's what the line is all about. Is this why you decided to design your own line? Were you looking for clothing for yourself and you weren't finding stuff that you liked?
Yes, absolutely. And because of what I get to do, I do a strange, lovely job that also has a wardrobe department, which is, I mean, you get a little bit spoiled because if you can't find what you want, there is a maniac there that's saying, well, what do you want? And I'm the one that's like, I've drawn it out. I've drawn it out, and I have the fabric. Can you make it? And I was lucky enough to do that for so many years that then when I would go to stores by myself, I was a little disappointed. I thought, where are the details? Where are the little special things? And you know, especially I think after a certain size, the details and the quality, I think, really drops out. And I just thought, that just seems like a real shame. It's like, I want to make clothes for all women, and I want to make them feel good about their day. And I think, you know, whatever you put on in the morning, if it has this much of effect on your day, I'll take it.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Now, Penningtons is so well loved in Canada, so let's talk a little bit about your collaboration with Penningtons.
It just seemed like the right fit. It has such a lovely reputation. I think it's really sentimental to so many people. It really is like, I think it's a store that everybody kind of feels a little bit like that's our store, it's us. And so to go there and having them support what I do and be open to kind of maybe a new way of doing something is really exciting, and I applaud them for that.
Well, speaking of a new way to do something, you have had a very young, important designer as part of this design, this line. I think she designed this kitty cat.
She did.
It's fabulous.
Isn't it? I know.
What's her name?
Her name is Vivian.
How old is she?
She's 8, and she's my oldest daughter. And she drew this cat for me, and she said that she thought every woman deserved a fancy cat. And I said, I think you're right, and I'm going to give it to him. So she drew it, and I just loved it, and we've had such a great response from it. And I can't say that every time I see it on somebody, I get a little choked up. So. And I love that she did it in the spirit of, she wanted to do something nice for women, and she wanted to give them something that she thought they could feel good about. And I don't know, I just think if you can keep that cycle kind of going, it's a pretty cool thing.
all of this feeds into a lot of what City Line is about, the show that I host. It's all about making women feel good. And I think that I agree, if you can feel good in a pair of jeans, which apparently you didn't wear for many years.
A decade.
How did you do that?
I got really obsessed with maxis and vintage. I wore a lot of maxis, but I also wore a lot of vintage. And in dresses, and I just literally dropped out of denim altogether. And I remember like going for a job and someone said, bring your favorite jeans. And I was like, oh, I don't have any. And they were like, just bring some jeans. I was like, no, I don't have any jeans at all. They were like, that's crazy. I was like, I don't have any. So the fact that now now I wear jeans all the time, which I never thought that would happen.
Probably because you've made jeans that are comfortable. So you really focused on the design in these jeans, in all of your pieces.
In the fabric, because I thought, if you have to be in these all day, I think as women, we do 25 different things in a day. We don't have time to go home and change or be uncomfortable. And I think also if you are uncomfortable, I don't think you put your best foot forward. And I thought these jeans, as silly as it may sound, I feel like have to work as hard as we do. And that's what I tried to do. And I think it took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of work. But then when we got it, I was like, because I'm the guinea pig. I wear everything all day, many, many, many days in a row, because I want to know that someone's not getting it home. And then they go, oh, this is so uncomfortable, or this, like the waistband doesn't stay at my waist. And I thought, we're going around curves. Everything needs to hug in the right places. And so I'm the guinea pig. So. And I'm very picky.
It's got to pass your test.
It does. It has my name on it, and also I just think, my God, if someone spends the money and takes the time and buys it, I don't want them to get home and then be disappointed. That's such a bad feeling when you get home and you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be great. Like, instead, I want them to be like, oh, I had these on all day and I feel great, and they haven't lost their shape, and I feel good about myself.
What would you say are the must-have pieces? What do you love? Because I heard that you love pockets. I love pockets.
I love a pocket.
I think everything should have pockets, because
why wouldn't
there's keys and credit cards and
if you can just take your phone and a lipstick out and you don't have a purse, you're done. I'll show you my pocket. My love of pockets. Most of my sweaters have pockets.
That's good.
This little polka dot one is reversible,
more
and you just put the pockets in the other way.
Very nice.
Very cute. And it's a good length. It comes down a little longer, so you can wear it with like a legging or like a little leather thing. I like a little texture.
Lovely.
It's a little shape like that. And I have something over here that is also kind of near and dear to my heart.
I saw this on TV and I wanted it, and it was gone.
Really?
It was gone.
It was. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it through the camera?
There's a high-low one too that I love.
Yeah, it's pretty great. There's a gray one. I don't know. Can you see the quote?
I can read it. Self-esteem isn't everything. It's just that there's nothing without it. Gloria Steinem.
And the proceeds of this go to her foundation, and she was nice enough to let me use her quote, and she's a big inspiration to me. And
amazing.
And a funny little thing, but because I put the overlay over it, and it takes people a minute to read it, and I kind of love the fact that they have to stop, and everyone's like, wait, what does it say? And I like that they have to work for it just a little bit. Yeah. And then when they get it, they're like, oh, okay. Bing. And I think, you know what? If you take 30 seconds out of your day to put that thought in your head, I'll take that.
No, that's a beautiful thing. I love that.
It's so nice to meet you.